So Noor asked if I could explain this Myimaths test, so hopefully it can help some of you. Each equation has 4 solutions, so using your calculator, basically all you have to do is inverse sine. So first of all, you need to remember you're all sine, tan, cos, and you need to remember what they do. So you've got x, you got 180 minus x, 180 plus x, and 360 minus x. And then you got to remember, if I've got sine x is equal to 0.191, just using basic trig knowledge, you just do inverse sine 0.191. Now if you remember from my last video for 13c, if it's positive, i.e. the 0.19 is positive, you tick the quadrants related to sine and all. If the value here was negative, then I would tick tan and cos, so you tick the opposite quadrants. So sine is obviously positive, so I tick sine and all. So then I would do this in my calculator, which I don't actually have a calculator at hand. So let's just say, for example, I'm taking a wild guess at this, inverse sine of 0.191, well, if the sine graph goes like that, and that's a half, then 0.191 is going to be pretty low, so I'm just going to take a guess and say it's 20 degrees. You'll be able to do it in your calculator. Hopefully I'm close. So to get all 4 angles, this is actually just like 13c. I look across the sine graph, if you look at the Myimaths task there, and I draw a line right across there, you can see approximately it cuts at the 4 points. Now, similar to the video I'd sent before, you use some common sense. So the first angle I'm saying is approximately 20. That's here. Now to find this one, all I do is the 180 minus x. So I also do 180 minus x, which is 20. So that would be approximately 160. Now remember, I don't know the actual answer, so I'm just using an estimated answer. And then I need to use some common sense here. Now this is more negative than 180, so I've got to do negative 180, negative 20, because it goes even more negative, which is going to be negative 200. And then the last one you can see is just before 360, so it's going closer to 0, so I need to add the 20. So that would be negative 340. So those would be my 4 angles that I would put in here. If I knew the approximate, remember what I've put here is just an estimate, that's not what the actual answer is to this. You would need to do that on your calculator. For the negative one, so if I just do that here, sine x equals negative 0.961. So in my cast diagram now, it's sine, but it's negative, so I have to tick the tan and the cos quadrant. So that means I'm now going to use this one and this one to work out the two positive values. So if I rub that out and do the black line, where's the black line going to be? Well, it's almost close to -1. Well, that was a pretty good straight line. So it's roughly going to be in these, one there, one there, one there, one there. So again, you can see common sense, you can kind of figure out what you have to do, but you can also use your cast diagram. So I'm going to hazard a guess again, because I don't have a calculator on me, that inverse sine of, now you don't do the negative, I know, because you need to find what x is, so don't do the negative value. There is a method where you do use the negative, but I don't like that way, so if you want to try it that way, that's fine. But I don't include the negative, and I do inverse sine of 0.961 without the negative. So remember that, I just find out what x is, and then I use my rules. So I'm going to say that that is approximately, I'm just going to hazard another guess and say that that's 80. Again, you'll be able to get the real value. So now, using my cast diagram, what does it say? Well, I now need to use 180 plus x, and I now need to use 360 minus x, because I'm using these quadrants here. So what is x? X is not 80, 80 is up here. So that 80 is just what sine x would be if it wasn't negative. So remember that. So to find the real values for negative 0.961, I'm going to do 180 plus 80, and I'm going to do 360 minus 80. So in that case, I'm going to get 260, and I'm going to get 260. So it's the same value twice. So that means that I've made a mistake somewhere, because that can't be right. So that means that no, that's why, because that's 280. (360 minus 80 is 280), and so there we go. We'll get one at 260 and one at 280. So that makes sense. Now, to find the negative ones, if I look on the black line here, to find these negative ones, I need to just use a bit of common sense again. Well, it's before the 180, negative 180, so that means I need to do negative 180 plus 80, and the other one is to the left of 0, so that means it's just going to be negative 80. So that means I've got negative 80, and then I've got negative 100. So those are my two negative values, and those are my two positive values that I would put into here, 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 and here. Okay, I hope that helps you out. Yes, you got to use your calculator. It says give your answers to the nearest degree, so don't forget to do that if you get a decimal. Remember what I said, these values that I gave are just estimates. I didn't use a calculator. You're going to have a calculator, so you'll have the exact answer. Good luck.